What's up, everybody? Hi, Bridget. Hello, heretical response. Ho? We can't. Oh, wait. I don't know if I should be saying that word first thing in the stream. Hi, Cassie. Why am I saying it all sweet like that? Like I'm a British nanny. Hello, darling. Hello, darlings. How are you? Bridget is going to protest tomorrow and go to a pride festival in the same day. Dang. That's amazing. I'm actually really impressed because that is a lot to do in one day. At least for me, it would be. So I am like truly impressed. Like, good for you. You're going out there. You're doing the good work of the Lord out there tomorrow. I am also. I'm just going to be going to check out the No Kings protest in my local area. Oh, the protest is next to the Pride Festival. I mean, yeah. Since you was, at there, just as well make your rounds. Are you excited? Are you nervous? I've actually never been like formally to like a protest before, so this will actually be a first for me. And I don't have anybody to go with, so I'll be going. I know ideally you should be going with a friend or a buddy, but I will be going by myself. Jesus, that's just a lot of noise. This is live right now in LA, I think, from CNBC. They haven't done any commentary, which is good because I don't need it. A lot of crazy stuff. Obviously, the main thing that's been going on recently is the ICE protest, and it's like all over the U.S., but I've been keeping an eye specifically on Los Angeles, and there's like a lot of conflating like information about it. So, not so much. I mean, definitely going to be kind of not really presenting this new to anybody as if like they've never heard of it before, and I'm going to pretend I'm going to inform you. I'm not going to do anything like that. Like, I'm pretty sure most of you know what's going on, so I'm literally just getting on to like chit chat. There's like so much going on this week. Couple other things, like kind of details surrounding that. A lot. You know what? How to have a conversation about like these sorts of situations, I think, is something that interests me the most, and that's something that I've been paying attention to more rather than like. Well, I mean, obviously, I'm paying attention to like the what's happening itself, but watching the way people look at it and interpret it verbally, describe it, give it a description. It's really fascinating how whatever biases people have is like how they will sort of frame it. Like the same thing, two different people will look at the same picture and interpret it like very differently, right? And it's like it's so mind-boggling. It's to the point where it's like I have to think twice a little bit about like what from the protest I share, because even though I view it in a certain way, it's not. I don't think other people are going to take it that way. So it's very odd. It's a very intricate, like tedious, like sort of thing. I'm rambling. I should be saying hello, hello. Cassie's one of our amazing moderators. Oh, Ryan is here. Oh no, Ryan's asleep. We have to whisper because Ryan's sleeping. I think. Taking a disco nap. I don't know why, but like playing in Sims 4, I play a lot of Sims 4. Like there's like this option to take a disco nap, and I'm like, what is that? Why are we doing this? But the Sims is just kind of like funky in general. Sims 4 just is in the process of releasing like a new expansion pack, which I am not excited for. Honestly, it looks kind of lame. It's like a fairy garden like theme, like sort of live off the land, where you can like forage off the land, sleep on the ground, and you have fairy wings and you make potions and do all this stuff. And it's just not for me. Radical responses. Working on a song, you posted lyrics in Discord. Check them out. Sure. Where'd you post it? Oh, thanks, Bridget, for reminding people I'm live. I have it like it's still weird to be back to like regularly live streaming for some reason. I'm just still like my brain is still used to just being in school mode, so music and current affairs. If anybody's a part of Morg's like the Citadel Discord server, I am in there as well. I participate. Well, I have been like as of like this week, more so. But I typically go into current affairs. Music. Is it in music? Oh, okay. Do you want me to just like look at it now, or like do you want me to bring it up? Or I can just like tell you later? Or on the Discord? Bridget says, Jan, I saw an ad for free tuition to go to college in Canada, just in case you wanted to be out of the US. You know, I know it seems like, you know, it's sort of like a get the fuck out situation, but I just don't feel like I have really any options. You know, it's just kind of, I think I'm gonna be one of those people that just, like, stays, you know? Stays and fights the good mind war fight. The fight of ideologies. Luckily, through my, I don't know how it's going to be once I get to university. So I just completed my first year of like community college. So I have one more year at community college, and then it's like onto universities. But luckily, I'm in a situation where I'm going to a campus that offers free tuition for those first like 2 years of community college. Bridget says, I want to, but I'm on Social Security and can't afford to lose it. Yeah. You're there. Wait. Music Current Affairs wanted. Oh. So Heretical says, I want to get dual citizenship because of my grandma's Canadian, but the voters voted against second generations coming from the US. Oh. I did not know that. I want to log into Discord there. When I have it here. I don't know why Discord's being silly over on that other tab. Let me pull it up. By the way, we're just like chilling for a little bit and then we'll like start talking about stuff. Oh yeah, I was having this live stream in the background. Isn't this lovely? But of course this is just what the camera is pointed at, so it looks scary, which to be honest, like this isn't something you should see. This sort of marine presence in Los Angeles, which they're I mean, I agree with that they're not particularly there for the protest. I feel like this is a show of power, and in a way, because I mean, for Trump, I mean, it's like it's an egotistical move, and then also most importantly, like they're there to aid ICE. You know, ICE is technically, they're federal agents. Military is there to aid ICE in doing what they're doing. And they just, sorry, I get sidetracked with everything. There's so many things to talk about. They just arrested a protester today. Yeah, the Marines detained a civilian. And they were like strapped to the brim with like deadly weapons too. Like imagine being a citizen getting detained by somebody who's like lethally armed. I mean, I know police are not great, obviously, National Guard, but like it's like serious. Like for what? Hi, Elise. I gotta stop raising my voice that high. It's hurting and it strains. I'm just not like used to talking lower yet, and it just kind of sounds really silly to me. Jesus. Yeah, protect federal property. You're right. They're definitely there to protect the federal property, but also to aid ICE. Multiple reasons. All not so great. I feel like it's really dark, like right now, like my whole camera. It is pretty dark, isn't it? Let's see if we can turn that up. I said it earlier today, but there was actually like sunshine and things like that. Oh, that's so much better. That's massively better. Fuck ice. That's what my shirt says. I think that's like kind of like what's insane about the whole like LA protest is it really wasn't as bad as most mainstream media was making it out to be, which I mean, if anybody remembers how the Freud Floyd protest imagine like early 2020 when that shit happened. I mean, that would be like more of my first experience of like seeing a protest grotesquely misrepresented and, not showing that it was actually law enforcement that was antagonizing that situation. Which is, what's happened here. In this case, okay, I'm having a hard time bringing that song up on Discord, but I will make sure to comment on that, by the way. What was I saying? Yeah, I mean, I don't know like how any of you have been keeping up with this. I have been watching live streams, like, I mean, through the whole week. Primarily ones that don't have commentary to it, just the people, like, point blank, just, like, filming stuff that's going on. And it was absolutely insane just how fucking rude National Guard, like, police, like, how fucking rude they are and how they just like push people around. It's not a matter, it's, you know, if everybody's in an area, the protesters are in the area and they want that area cleared. It's not like you have a guy on a megaphone going, excuse me, everybody, excuse me, yes, please listen, excuse me, we are going to be moving now, so if we could just like nicely move from this area. No, they don't do that. If they want people to move, they immediately are just like, move, now, go. And if you're not walking fast enough, they will grab your ass and say you're resisting or whatever lawful commands or orders or however the fuck they want to word it. So, and I mean, and imagine in that case, if you're not walking fast enough, like your friend gets grabbed because like assholes with a gun are deciding to get like handsy with it and impatient. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna stand there? No, your natural instinct is most likely gonna be to grab your friend. Chaos breaks out, things like that. That's not exactly what I watch, but it's just like I can understand like why things get really heated. But people are already riled up against this whole charade, anyways, with ICE and everything. So why would you antagonize that big, being fucking brutal and rude to them? It's absolutely insane. I mean, I get that they wanted to get them away from federal buildings, but Jesus Christ, some spray paint on a federal building? They act like they were gonna, like, bomb it. Absolutely not. I think this is a good example, or a good test, at least for the administration, to see what they can get away with as far as dipping their toes into martial law. I mean, in one of the most notoriously, like, diverse democratic, like, cities in the entire US. Elise says some veterans just did a sit-in DC in the Capitol protesting military presence in states. They got arrested. That doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of veterans coming out like, WTF. And rightly so. Massive amounts of voices are speaking out, and this is just, I feel like, this is just the beginning, you know? I am not... I don't have any predictions, personally. All I know is that I have a feeling things are probably going to get more intense before they get better. Heretical response says it amazes me how many hateful, awful people walk amongst us. You know, I mean, honestly, all of this shit boils down to just some weird, like, nativism that we're trying, like, we're to do. It's just, like, super racist fucking assholes that just want what they want. They want to get what they want, and they're gonna get their demands met. So we have all this bullshit with immigration, which, you know, it's kind of like you look into these issues like social issues like immigration or like trans issues or stuff like that, and it's like you do, let's say you're one of those people who actually like does research, looks into studies, like listens to academic people or professionals like that actually know what the fuck they're talking about, people who are experienced, and then like getting it right, but then like the rest of the world doesn't. And I feel like you go through this phase of like where you try to like help educate people, and then people are just such assholes about it and just in such refusal to learn anything or change anything. I don't know about you, but like there comes these kind of phases where it's like you're tired of explaining things. It's like I don't care. It's like with these protesters. It's like, look, some of them destroyed this self-driving electric car. It's like, I don't give a shit. I don't. I don't want to sit and talk about the morality of like vandalizing or not. It's like some spray paint and a couple of burnt cars. That's it. They make it sound like the entire city's on fire. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't give a shit about property. Not in this capitalistic society. But it's like people want that really like heavy, deep moral conversation to talk about the technicalities of when it is and isn't okay to destroy property. But it's like, you know, you have to go into, well, I don't actually condone just like haphazardly destroying property. It's just there's a large dynamic when it comes to these things, and there's multiple different kinds of players. Like, primarily, it is a peaceful protest. You're going to have people that are really organized about it. They help others. You're going to have people that are just kind of a bit more passive and they're just there. You know, you're going to have counter protesters. Then you're going to have, like, whatever law enforcement there. And then you're going to have agitators. People who just, like, love to take advantage of the chaotic moment and just destroy shit. You know, watch shit burn. I've watched plain as day on one of the live streams, the raw live streams of it, where somebody fucking lit a car on fire. Just randomly, for like no reason. Like nothing was even going on over there. It wasn't even like necessary. It's like, okay, but that did happen. But nobody wants to differentiate and think about the complexity of that. They just look at what the mainstream media says, and it's just like, look, this is a riot. Look what these people did. And they just kind of associate it with all of them as a group, and then completely dismiss it. Which gets me into another thing about how irritated I am with just like the whole argument over morality when it comes to these things. And I hate how there's extra pressure on protesters who are protesting an extreme violent injustice are the ones with the extra pressure to be the most moral of all, to be like perfectly peaceful. Not one single person out of the whole group better step a toe out of line, and if one does, all of you are fucked. You have to present your plea to the people who are suppressing you, repressing you, being violent towards you, treating you like shit. You have to perfectly plead to them. Like, that's such bullshit to me. That's why I just get irritated with morality. It's like, well, protests should be like this and that, and oh, this isn't technically peaceful because a couple of cop cars got destroyed, some bricks were thrown at some cop vehicles. Who gives a shit? They have plenty of funding. They can get some more. It's like, I'm sure they want new cars anyways. Who cares about the Waymo cars? Like, I don't care about that. I don't care about spray paint on buildings, for God's sakes. We act like it's permanent forever, and it's just like, you can't, like, wash it off with chemicals. Like, yeah, somebody has to put some elbow grease in it. That's fucking annoying. But this is what happens when some crazy injustice is happening, and the people come together to make some noise, to be disruptive of something that's insane that's happening, like people, like their neighbors getting like kidnapped and taken away to God knows where. It's like, that's a response to that. We're supposed to like sit around and just be like, okay, whatever, let me just please, could you please stop? Like, no. Of course there's going to be a disruption to that, because that's getting normalized. The whole black bagging your neighbors and taking them away, they're trying to normalize that. That's why people say it's not going to stop here. Like, what makes you think, like, they're going to get comfy and cozy doing that to immigrants? They're going to be able to do that to anybody. Hi, Mark. Elise says sometimes there's angry people and sometimes there's undercover agitators. And that's the thing, too. It's like, yeah, so there's agitators. Some of them are, like, undercover agitators that the law enforcement will send in. I'm pretty sure somebody, like a couple of them got caught in 2020, like cops that were like dressed in black hoodies, like going behind like protesting crowds and like throwing bricks into windows and stuff. There's so many little players and components and aspects, and not to mention the whole psychology of crowds. Like, nobody thinks about this. They just sort of take it as it comes. Just like, there's just Group A and Group B. There's only good, there's only bad, there's only right, there's only wrong. And if you break out of that in any way, there can't be any nuance, you're fucked. Like, I'm so sick of this whole, like, protesters must be perfect. You must present your plea to end the injustice, the violent injustice perfectly. It's like, you brought this violence here. You did that. Nobody asked for that. Mark says that's a classic, the agent provocateur. And then there's just shitheads. There's just random people who are like, this is my time. I'm gonna take the little weird firework you know, those kind of people are like, I'm gonna take the weird little firework I manipulated and go throw it in a car seat or something. You know, there are just crazy people that go out there and do stuff. But the administration, we all know that the administration and like MAGA people, they're looking for that. They're looking for that. Yeah, Bridget says, anyone else going to the No Kings protest tomorrow? I am. I guess Radical and Bridget are. I'm gonna check. I've got nothing to do tomorrow. Are you kidding? Of course I'm gonna go check it out. It's also down where I go run by near anyway, so I'd like to record some video, but I'm really shy recording like around other people. Like whether it's of me or them. I don't know. I just feel like I'm so conscious of like being an asshole. And I'm terrified of things like recording somebody who doesn't want to be recorded, like by accident, you know. It's like if they're like, hey, put the camera out of my face, it's like, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to where I was pointing exactly. Maybe just like document it a bit. Yeah, I'm going by myself. I got a feeling I'll recognize some people down there though. Um so I'm fine doing that. And I know the area really well. I found a good video. I posted it in the Citadel. Where is it? It was like a prep video on what to expect. Like if you're new to protesting like me, it's like, what do you do? And this video was great. It's like, well, pack a lunch. And it's like, oh, like stuff like that. Like stuff I probably would have not thought of, like whatsoever. And then, you know, just kind of an SOL, like bringing sunscreen or some shit like that. Ah, yes, here it is. Ugh, I have so many windows up. My laptop is like, we have to stop. I think my laptop is getting old. She's getting old. It's time. It's time to replace her. Unfortunately, you know, when you can't play like new video games anymore, it's time. Hello, Morg. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, hey, hey. Cassie says, are you going to wear a mask? Yes, I'm going to bring one. Like a normal one. I don't know why I had to clarify that. Um, Hi, Lyra. Welcome, welcome. Says Trump makes me feel so much heartache out there. I'm tired of his ass. I think we're all tired. This was a good video. Let me look at the... Can I look at the transcript? Report. I don't want to report it. Shows transcript. Oh, where is it? Oh well. Just kind of watch this and fast forward a little bit. These people are called the dangerous ones. This is literally like the first thing I've ever like seen by them. But it's just like good basic information. Normal, extra fast, so we can.
Trump wants a parade, but this.
That is really fast. Oops, that is not the right thing. It'd be nice if I actually pay attention. I'm trying to like think and then like do this at the same time. I need to do like one or the other because I'm so worried about like dead space. Like nobody's talking, nobody's doing anything, no sound. But then I can't function. I'm doing it right now. Maybe like, yeah, that should be okay.
Saturday, the Resistance is bringing revolution. Are you in? I'm Jim Drastic.
I'm Tiffany Drastic.
I'm Nick Knudsen.
And we're the dangerous ones. This Saturday, June 14th, is No King's Day, a national day of resistance, not a birthday for a wannabe dictator.
Yeah.
While Trump throws himself a military parade in D.C. for his 79th birthday, millions of Americans are hitting the streets in over 1,800 cities to say, we don't do kings in this country.
Nope.
I'm not exactly, who did I don't know anything about the person who originated it. I think it's not really meant to be anything specific to any idea, like, being it specifically, like, Democrat, or maybe it is a bit liberal, I don't know. I mean, it's, No Kings is kind of that tone, but, it's something that's really catching on, and that's one thing about protest and sort of like movements of like this, of just like showing up. You got to take up the opportunity. It's like the crowd's in or the crowd's out. You know, there's no making it happen otherwise. What would you write on a t-shirt for tomorrow? Who are you asking, me or Bridget? Probably gonna wear a hoodie, to be honest. I know it seems insane to wear hoodies like in the dead like middle of like summer, but I have just started to grow to detest lathering on buckets of sunscreen on to myself. So at this point I cover up. I literally just cover up, put a hoodie on, like pull it shut. Like I put on like an inch thick layer of sunscreen on the part of my face that's showing, and then have my glasses and like scarf, like gloves, everything. Like I look really conspicuous, I think. Like I look like a spy or something. I don't know if I would bring a sign. Mostly I'm just concerned about the sun. And just being there. What were we doing? Yes. Let's just get into it.
Like political, protesting etiquette, best practices. It's a great top 10 list.
Absolutely.
And some of this definitely comes from experience.
For sure.
Stuff we've done out in the field.
Yep. And a lot of people, this is their first time protesting, so it's important to share these tips and tricks.
And not only that, there's going to be a lot of families out there. There's going to be kids out there.
Want everybody to be safe, be comfortable, and be prepared.
And have fun.
That's right. And so these tips are meant to make everyone and keep everyone safe. Number one is know your rights. You have the right to protest in public spaces. Remember.
Yeah, I think knowing your rights is the biggest thing. Not that that's helpful if shit goes awry. I wouldn't expect anything to go crazy. Not like in like local like smaller cities or anything. I mean, the only reason the shit happened with in LA is because they were right at the federal buildings. Like, we're just gonna be like marching in the street and stuff. At least for my town, I don't expect anything crazy to happen or bad to happen at all. But you never know. You know, I keep having this attitude of like, nah, that's not gonna happen in like any given circumstance, and my ass is always surprised that shit happens. The older I get, the more I just expect any shit to happen, frankly. It's like, what do? Just start shrugging. All in a day. Another recession? Whatevs.
Remember that. You have a right to be there. And also, you have the right to photograph the police. They can't stop you. You're allowed to photograph them. That's good to know.
That is good to know.
And you have the right, if for some reason you were to be arrested or you purposely were arrested because you didn't, leave the street because you're doing a sit-in or something like that, you have the right to remain silent. That's a good one.
If you're arrested by the police, shut the fuck up. Like, just shut the fuck up. Don't take my advice personally. Like, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not anything, but it's just like, my opinion is like, just shut the fuck up. Don't sign anything until you get a lawyer. I mean, there are some things you have to say, like, if they ask you for your, like, information, I don't know if you want to, like, stay silent and make them fingerprint you. You could probably get nailed with a charge for not giving them their information. Well, I think, like, basic information is about it, like your name and address and shit like that. Ask for a lawyer. If they read you your rights, like, you want to remain silent or you want to talk to them, remain silent. That's what I would do. Like I said, I'm not actually telling you to do that. I'm just saying, like, you, as, like, in what I think, But they say this too. Wait for a lawyer. One will hopefully be provided to you in a timely manner.
To remember, because remaining silent can be one of the most important things you do at a protest. What are your thoughts on knowing your rights?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the point about photographing police is really important. Like, have those cameras out,
You know what this is making me think of? What's the company? Oh, God. See, this is something I'm just starting getting into. It's like ICE, like spy stuff where from like a certain like company. It's like a spyware company. Paragon. So there's this spyware company called Paragon that they're working with ICE, and people have been like reporting seeing like weird cameras like being put up on like street lamps and street posts and stuff like that, which means like they're gonna start like surveilling the US. I think I wouldn't be surprised if, things started getting more heavily surveyed with surveillance. Why did I say it like that? So stupid. Anyways. That's something that's concerning to me. Just look at that for a second. Except, oh my god, so many tabs, so many ads. United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, a U.S. government agency linked to human rights abuses, has contracted services from the Israeli spyware company Paragon. Uh-oh. According to a government contracting website, Wired Magazine first reported the U.S. $2 million contract the agency signed with the Paragon. But we can't even get fucking health care. Are you kidding me? I just closed that tab. I wanted to read more of that. I just closed that tab angrily. Like, I didn't even want to close it. I wanted to read it more. Why did I do that? My avatar was like, no, we're done. I'm like, wait, no, we were going to read more of that. My body's like, no, we're not. That was like my brain's defense mechanism. I got overloaded there. A ton of money to like an Israeli spyware company. sticking up weird cameras. You know what? I think I might just start believing in the birds are spyware thing now. I might just get a little suspicious about the 2 crows that don't ever leave me the fuck alone. What are we doing? I don't know. I think we're just hanging loose. Oh, we were watching this. Right, Know Your Rights, and then they were talking about recording the police, and then I was thinking about, like, police recording, or being recorded back, and that's when I started thinking about that weird Paragon, like, contract
document
deal.
everything. Part of that is capturing the feel and the vibe of the day.
For sure.
But also, it's about staying safe and making sure that everybody's held accountable. So
that's a good point.
It's important to show up in solidarity with each other. You have the right to peaceful assembly, like you were saying. It's important that we all flex it and we all show it together. It's important that we stand up for each other.
Fantastic. Number 1, know your rights. What is number 2?
Number 2 is dress for anonymity and also comfort. Depending on where you're going to be, it might get too hot, it might get too cold. So you want to have jackets, you want to have blankets for the kids in the morning if your protest is early. I highly suggest wearing tennis shoes while marching. I don't think heels are a very good idea.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna dress up in my workout clothes and like bring a small backpack and just.
We have protests. I've watched her protest for miles in high heels.
I thought we were just going to stand there with signs. I didn't know it was fucking 3 miles.
You were blowing the sexy meter up.
Oh God, there's like one frame that still exists, and I'm like, oh God, look how young I was.
You look great.
I don't know. With it being Pride Month too, I think we should have more people in heels.
God dang it.
You were killing it, yeah. But that's a good point. Dress for anonymity and safety.
Yes, there's a lot of mask up, surveillance is real. COVID is too. You want to protect your privacy. It's also important to bring sunscreen depending on where you are, how long you're going to be out there. Exposure is real and you don't want to get burnt, especially on your scalp. Bring a hat, all kinds of things like that.
Mm-hmm. I would say it's no different than going to a festival concert.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Act like you're going to a big concert with a lot of people, then you're going to be outside all day long. We've been to those.
Yep.
And it's like dress in layers,
Big crowds outside, pack accordingly.
Yeah. Nick, what is number 3 on our list?
Number 3 is lock down that phone.
Yeah.
It's really, it's really important.
That is such a weird thing, but it makes sense when you think about it. And I think they mention even taking your face activation off because if like things happen to get weird, like you don't necessarily have to expect it per se, but like if it happens to get weird, they can just like hold your phone up to your face and get access to it there. I might just leave. Well, oh shit, I can't do that. Duh. I was thinking I might just leave my phone in my office at work, but I'm just like, I need it to record. Hello. Stupid. I miss the days where we had the cell phone and the neat Nikon Coolpix. Okay, does anybody remember that? Nikon Coolpix? I love that little camera to fucking death. I said that with my soul.
Important, you never know what's going to happen during a protest. It's just true. And to be safe with your personal information, like turn off your Face ID. So if something weird happens, somebody couldn't like use your face to unlock your phone, make sure that you have a really good passcode on there. And you want to keep all the photos of your kids and your bank account information, all that super safe. So just like lock that baby down.
Well, even then, like if you happen to accidentally drop your phone or lose it because, shit happens, you don't need that. Except for how are you going to get your phone back if you just like genuinely lose it and a good Samaritan finds it, wants it to return to you? Oh well. I have like a lanyard that's like an over the shoulder strap I can like hook like everything important to. The only concern there is if somebody snacks that and strangles me, we're not going to battle. Jesus Christ. Settle down, Jan.
The only thing I would add to that is I'm a big fan of putting my wallet in my front pocket. Mm-hmm. It's not even just that, it's not a trust thing even. It's more of like, you're around a lot of people. You're bumping up against a lot of people. You're moving around, and it's just loosely in my back pocket, and it can just slide right out. Yep. And that's the last thing anybody needs. But that's a good point. Lock down your phone. Good point. Number 4, I love this one. I'm a big fan of, is pack a go bag.
Yeah. For sure.
Again, you're going out to, at least here in Portland, it's going to be sunny. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense to bring plenty of water. Make sure to bring plenty of water. High-protein snacks, snack bars, things like that. First aid kits. It's always good to at least bring some Neosporin, some chapsticks, some Band-Aids, and some sunscreen.
Yes.
Bring cash. Avoid credit cards. You never know what's going to pop off. Cash is king. And also, a lot of times there's
That's good. I don't know. Maybe leave your wallet at home. Maybe I should leave my wallet at home with my cards and stuff. Because if let's say things did get crazy, they're not. I think it's gonna be fine. But like, let's say I did get arrested for some stupid fucking reason. I can't imagine for what. I've never been arrested in my life. I mean, it's like, I don't, like, they can, if they need to ID me, they can just have my information.
There's vendors at these protests that sometimes only accept cash, and sometimes you might want to buy a shirt or something like that.
Yep.
Bring extra masks. And
You don't need your physical ID to be ID'd by, like, law enforcement. That was my point. Like, they'll just ask your name and for, like, your social security number, and they'll look it up in their system that way. I'll probably see some of my market vendors there. It's like, oh, hey.
gloves. This is especially important because we're in a post-COVID era. Bring some masks. Gloves are always important too because you never know. You just never know what the hell you're going to touch.
Oh, that's a good point. Gloves. Yeah. Gloves and a mask. I mean, and it's not even really about COVID, just like anything. Just catching colds or stuff. I don't know. Germs.
Grab at a you know what I mean, at a protest. You're sharing, you're touching a lot of things, you're passing things around. Bring a Sharpie marker for emergency contact info. This is, I actually would say bring a Sharpie because you could be making a impromptu sign.
Yep.
You could be helping other people out. Sometimes you're even writing on T-shirts. Like, Sharpie is a good one.
Sharpie's kind of like duct tape. It's like, just have it.
Yeah.
You know, just have it.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. Tiff, what is number 5?
Number 5 is know your terrain. So look up the parade route ahead of time or your protest route ahead of time. Know where all the side streets are, where the
Oh, I know where everything is. I'm good. At least for me. I don't know if you guys are good. Are you good? Do you know your layout? I'm all concerned now. Heretical response says, I'm going to bring a megaphone. How much are megaphones? How do you just, like... Let me look up how much. I'm just curious. I'm not going to buy one, but... for, like, sit in the closet, like... I don't know. With the way the world's going, maybe I'll need it. Get a big ass. Okay. So, I mean, if you want like a super cheap one, you spend about like what, $25. If you want something a little nicer, you go up to like 30 or 40 bucks, or you get some for like 60 bucks. There's like a little voice box amplifier with a microphone. They're fairly affordable. I mean, if you really want one, you can invest in one. There's a mini one for like $10. I need one for my job. Because I'm going to be working the 4th of July parade. That's going to be interesting. A lot of enthusiasm there. No, I get time and a half, though, because it's a federal holiday. But anyways, my job is always, I stand at the very end of the parade, and all I do is I yell at the performers and the marchers to stop, break down, get off the fucking float, no more dancing, move to the left, keep it going. Like, that's me. I'm like the party killer at the end, and it's the most fun ever. I can't tell you how much joy it brings me to just kill the vibe for everybody. I'm like, stop tap dancing. Stop it. No more bagpiping. No more Zumba. No more. What's my job? I work for a local organization that's like a downtown organization, like a communities type of thing. So it's like kind of stuff for like local businesses, local farmers market, local events such as like festivals or like the 4th of July parade. It's a lot of mix and medley of stuff. Primarily, I manage the market. but I'm also sort of like what some people call like a girl Friday, you know. I come in every once in a while to the office, do shit there, clean shit, file shit, staple shit, laminate shit, do other events. Mark says that's like archetypal. I am the party killer at the end of the parade. I really am. Like, I am where it stops. I am just like... I don't know what kind of, like, deity I could associate with. It's like passing into the end. Also the beginning. File the things that need to be laminated. Laminate the things that later need to be filed. Like something else I'll do, like, since the 4th of July parade's coming up, I'll walk around all downtown into every one of the shops and stores and stuff, and I'll pass out, like, posters advertising the parade so that they can put it up in the window. That's always fun. I just walk to people's, like, restaurants, cut through the line, go right up to the desk, and just, like, leave something and then disappear. They're like, what happened? I don't know. Somebody just came in here and left this nice poster advertising our local event. Anyways, oh yeah, so, yeah, phone. Lock your phone, pack a bag, leave your car. Where are we at, though?
Exits are just...
Oh, knowing your landscape. I do have a Discord. It's really dead right now. I don't know what to do with it, so I'm just gonna leave it there. And, who knows? You know, if I was really obsessed with, like, getting attention, I would probably be a lot further along, but alas, I am not. I do have a Patreon that is also dead. Primarily, it's just like YouTube, I think, is like where I'm being active. But we'll see. It's summer, and I've only been back to streaming for like... I have no idea what I'm doing with my channel or any of my content, to be honest. I'm just kind of like here in the pool, swimming. I'm just still swimming. Keeping on swimming. Just keep swimming. I can't stop, though, because it's like, it's still such like a habit. It would be weird to completely, like, not have any social media presence, like, at all. It's like, what the fuck would I do?
Just for safety, if something pops off on the corner, you want to get away from that. If you get too hot or too cold, you want to know
where the shade spots are.
Yeah, or if there a place on the corner, a restaurant you can pop into, or a cafe you can pop into for just 10 minutes, cool off the kids, bathroom break, whatever. Just
know your bathrooms, okay? I am somebody who it takes the need to pee like life and death seriously. Like, the moment I need to pee, it's like, everybody stop. We are all stopping until I get to the bathroom. Like, I really just can't stand it. Like, it's kind of like the worst to go on, like, driving trips, like, unless I'm by myself. Hi, Philip. Hi. I can't get my voice high. It really wears it out. But it's like in my muscle memory. Hi, Philip. How are you? Thank you so much for coming. You piss where you want. You don't give a crap. Yeah, so I think knowing, like, where your bathrooms are, like, at a protest is really important. I saw Hassan Piker go to, like, the protest in LA, and there was, like, a moment where he was, like, trying to find a bathroom, couldn't find one, kept, like, running into, like, blocks where, like, law enforcement had it cut off, like, the National Guard and stuff, and they were, like, assholes, like, turn around, go that way. So then he'd go, like, the other way, and then there'd be more guards there, like, turn around, go the other way. It's like, you're locked in. That's weird. Porta potties are both a curse and a blessing. I don't care. You know, I've actually been in some nice porta potties. Like, there's the ones they have for the 4th of July parade in my town. Like, every time I go in there, like, I feel like I'm in a nice, like, camper, like, thing. There's actually, like, a sink with water in there. But it's got, like, the foot pump. Jesus, listen to me. Now I'm describing fucking porta potties.
Just know your exits.
Love that.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Know
it's
your
really important.
bathroom.
You know, you want to feel comfortable. You don't want to have to overthink like where you're at or whatever. So just like having a plan and knowing where you're at. Yeah.
And truth be told, even for people who have a little bit of like maybe social anxiety and stuff,
Yeah.
it's always good to know. I mean, it helps me calm down a little bit to know where am I going, what's around there, where's the freeway, where's the.
Oh my gosh, I should take some, because I have like certain anxiety medications that you take, like if you get like a panic attack. So I should take some of that. They're kind of like taken as needed, so I need to take that. It's called propranolol. Just keeps your heart, it prevents your heart from like going psycho. That'd be ridiculous if like, I'm just imagining like, because I have a dark sense of humor, so I'm imagining like, what if things got crazy and then like in the middle of like being like shot out with like rubber bullets or like non-lethal rounds as they call it, quote unquote, like I'm just like, hold on, I gotta take my pill. So I'm like running. Isn't it funny how people want to control others over the dumbest things? Like we are studying philosophy and alchemy and then people want to shut us down. So weird. I think people are threatened by knowledge. Oh yeah, I mean, Jesus, don't get me started off on like the attack on education right now, which is really concerning as I'm just starting to go to school. So I am just like, that's why I'm taking it very seriously, and learning all that I can, and hopefully I'll be able to complete my degree before sociology specifically is taken away forever. That's definitely under threat because sociology teaches you to examine what's going on with humanity, and if there's problems with humanity, it teaches you to look at where it comes from, and it's typically leads to problems with a small percentage of white men in power. You see the truth there with that one. I would say the administration would refer to sociology as wokeism, you know? Because you examine things like immigration, you examine things like gender issues, you examine stuff like family dynamics or dynamics of protesting, dynamics of systems of power. Like, these are all very extremely revealing things. I love sociology because it examines, it's a way to logically examine what's going on in the holos, like how everybody's like behaving together, like how are we all like expressing here as individuals and as like societies and just like as a human race. It would seem like I would major in like philosophy or something, which I love philosophy, but like that's like a very like inward like study. I like the social aspect of sociology, the studying of people, and how we're like all here in the holos. Like, what are we doing here? Like, how are we taking it? You know, how are we reacting to it, to each other? What kind of like systems and dynamics are we making? What kind of blah blah blah. Where are we? Oh yes.
Parking, you know what I mean? It's good to know these things, and it helps bring your kind of anxiety meter down a little bit.
Totally.
Nick, what is number 6?
Number 6 is don't engage with agitators.
Love it.
You know,
Yep.
okay, so it's in all likelihood the people who are trying to create havoc at these overwhelmingly peaceful rallies are people from the other side, you know, or they're people who have a different agenda from you. So like
Agitators or just like assholes, essentially. Perhaps you will come across an asshole that wants to piss you off badly enough to where you will react. If that happens, don't let people piss you off. Don't let police piss you off, you know? There are some police that try very fucking hard though. Like they will push your buttons and get you to react. Don't get me started on the police. The kind of people.
stay away. You know, if you see something happening that looks sort of unsafe or whatever, take out your phone. You know, take a video of it, but keep your distance and just stay away from that. That's not what this is for. It's not helpful. in this context. These events are really meant to be peaceful.
And listen to your old pal Jim. I'm telling you, I've been to enough protests to know that I don't care if you're in North Dakota, if you're in Wyoming, or if you're in Florida, or if you're in Portland, Oregon, there will be one guy passing by or going to walk with you who's going to agitate things. Distance yourself. That's the best thing to do is distance yourself from that. And best to not engage. They're just trying to get you to go. They're trying to get you on film. Remember that too. They're trying to get you on film by doing stuff like that.
You know, the rest of us who want to be out there, who just want to show solidarity and a sign of strength, we're not at home plotting like how to blow up self-driving cars. Like none of us are doing that. We're just making signs and showing up with water and like saying, you know, to everyone.
It's sad that she even has to fucking qualify it, and that's what I was saying earlier. It's like when people like spectate these things happening, they just take it in pieces as they are presented to them by the mainstream media. Think, Jan, like mainstream media, where they describe what's going on in a very biased manner. Nobody thinks about protests like with multiple different components, like the agitators, the two different kinds of agitators, the ones that are strategic agitators and they're trying to do it on purpose for a reason by perhaps counter protesters, and then there's people who just love chaos. You know, there's participants in protests that are very well organized. They're leader-like. They take care of everybody else. There's some that are, more caretaker-like. Like, they're there to pass out the water, do this and that. Like, there's some that just like to be there to make lots of noise. Some are there to just look. And then you have, like, reporters. There's that whole, like, component of it. Like, there's so many different fucking players. Like, it drives me nuts that people try to make it, like a very binary thing. It's like group A, group B. Like, this and that. And, like, it's dizzying. Like, there's a lot of different components to it. It's not just one versus the other.
Saying hi to everyone's dogs.
And exercising our First Amendment right.
Like, I just want to walk down the middle of the street, with my friends.
Right. Good point. Number 7, and I love this one, film smart. When you go to a protest, there's a couple of rules with that. Now, first of all, everybody should know that if you're going to a protest, you have to know that you might be filmed. But if you are filming people and if you're filming like a large swath of crowd, there's generally not much issue. But if you're up close next to people and you're just holding a camera right to their face, be sure to say things like, I'm recording right now for everyone's safety. That's a good thing to let people know why you're filming them.
Yes.
And by the way, if somebody says like, look, I don't want to be filmed,
see, I'm too awkward to do that. I could definitely do like the swaths of crowd like sort of scenes, and then I could definitely be comfortable pointing it directly at police, but like getting like close to people, even to the point where I have to I would do it so like awkwardly, like, everybody, I am recording for your safety. It just seems weird. I don't know. We'll see what kind of footage I get.
Be respectful. Stop filming them. And I'm very, I've taken lots of cameras to lots of protests. I am very aware of when children go by and stuff. I lift my camera up and then I wait till they go by and then I point back down.
Kids.
Be respectful out there when you're filming. But also, the great thing about going to a protest is it's a little bit of like no man's land. You can kind of like get the great angle that you want because there's sort of no rules in a way. Everybody's kind of working off community rules.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I run right up into the middle of the street when things are going on and there's other people filming right with me and stuff. So just get a lay of the land, be smart when you film, and be respectful when you film other people. I mean, you know this.
And if you're worried about your face being caught on camera, another great reason to mask up.
Excellent point. Yeah.
And when James and I go and film, if we take turns filming, if he's in front filming first, I'm right behind him. I have my hand on his backpack and we're tight up close to each other. So I can watch where he's stepping. I can whisper to him which direction to go, what to avoid. We steer.
I'm probably, I've got some like medical like gloves thing, like the rubber gloves. I could bring a bunch of those. And then I think I still have like a box of like masks from like COVID, just like, the sort of blue papery ones. Which would probably be better, especially if it gets hot and I get sweaty. It's going to be hot, I feel like.
Each other through, and then we swap, and then I'm filming, and he holds on to me and tells me where to go. It's much easier when you do it as a team.
Nice. Absolutely. Tiffany, what is number 8 on the list?
Number 8 is to use the buddy system when you go to protests or demonstrations.
See, I'm going by myself. I'm banking that I'll recognize somebody there, so that'll be interesting.
Go with friends, go with family members, anyone you can find. If you have to go alone, if you don't have anyone to go with you, always use your discernment, but look for groups that are friendly to you. In Portland, it's like the blue-haired tattooed moms with like the wagons full of kids and dogs. That's how you know. If you go and just say, hey, can I walk with you? Absolutely. We pull you right in.
Yeah. I think the buddy system is a great idea. And I also think that the buddy system is a great way to bring somebody along to educate them on this matter.
Yeah.
Like, hey, why don't you come with me to this protest? And I tell you, once you go to one, you start to get a little bit of addicted to them.
You do.
And you're like, hey, So the buddy system is a great rule because, you're out there. There's lots of people. I don't know many people who protest by themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Most people go out there with a buddy.
And this is just going to keep progressing. So
I don't know most people. I don't know a lot of people who protest themselves. I'm going to start by myself. I'll be fine.
the more you go, the more you're going to recognize other people in the crowd, and then that becomes your support group.
Yeah, absolutely. And just in case, it probably won't happen, but if for some reason you were arrested or something like that, you got somebody who knows what happened to you.
Yeah.
I love your, bring a reluctant buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like somebody who's not like somebody who's out there on the street corner every weekend trying, holding a protest sign. Like, this is an opportunity to bring more people into the fold. We need more people.
And educate them and show them, this is not violent. It's
Article says it's always an adventure to go somewhere alone. I was going to go with Codependence Anonymous meeting, but I had no... Ha 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 ha. That's always been an adventure. Yeah, I don't really mind the idea of, going myself. I'm pretty, I love going to crowded places or, social gatherings alone, but not really socializing much. I just like to be around lots of people. I think that's why I spend a lot of time outside. I go down to the pier almost every day and I hang out, and it's really rejuvenating just to be around people. Except for there's way too many sea lions and they're really fucking stinky. It's that time of the year where they're coming up on shore to mate. Bridget says she loves going to places alone. Yeah. It's it's always nice to go with a friend. But I mean, I like going to the store alone. It's not like I go to concerts or anything. First of all, there's not really great concerts where I'm from unless you go to a more major city like San Jose. Elise says local DSA chapters will be out. Ooh, excuse me. At protests, you can look for them. Or union groups, they usually wear shirts. See, I'm banking that I'll definitely find somebody I recognize down there, just because I've lived in this town for 10 years and all my work has been associated with working with the community. So I know pretty much anybody who's anybody out of here. Or anybody who's anybody, around here. So I'm pretty sure I'll find somebody I'll recognize. Philip says, I've always... Words, Jan. Philip says, I have always been okay with doing things on my own, especially concerts, when my friends don't want to go or spend time or money. There was one time where I took a vacation by myself. And it was the first time I did that. And I went to a random, got a random motel room in, I think it was Ukiah in California. And I just spent a couple of nights there. And I had such a fucking great time. It was amazing. I got a smoking room. That's when I smoked cigarettes. So I just chain smoked in there. And there was a burger joint there with some ridiculous 1950s theme. And then there was the neatest bookstore, the coolest, craziest bookstore there as well. I went there. I wanted to go hiking, but the temperature was seriously 110 degrees. I'm not even joking. I was really comfy in my room with the air conditioner, but the moment you go outside, it's the hair on your eyebrows and your eyelashes just instantly singe from getting blasted with the heat. The heretical response, is that a farming town? I mean, kind of ish. Not really, particularly. I don't know, honestly. It's all, I mean, it's definitely like a smaller town. Everything that's like kind of center, like in the middle of like all the way up, because like California is really long. So like everything kind of like up in the middle of it is like kind of farmy ish. There's lots of like grape vineyards. There's ranches with like cows and stuff. And then sometimes there's just like nothing. Just like dry ass bushes. Everything just looks dry and desertous. We got off on a weird tangent. All right, let's finish this video. Because this is good. This is good information. And then I'm just kind of going over this because I found this very helpful. And, for people who just like don't really know what to expect or do, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I've never went to an official protest ever. I've always done protesting online.
It's just peaceful protesting. We're carrying signs and standing up for each other.
Yeah, bring that friend who's like, what's this about?
Yeah.
Bring that friend, right? Okay, what is number 9, Nick?
Okay, so number 9 is use your voice strategically. So there's lots of ways that you could, just marching down the street is using your voice, technically. But also, there's chants that happen, during a protest, which can be really fun to engage in. And
Oh, I'm totally down with chants. I mean, if that's like most of what I do is just like walk around and chant and like pump my arms in the air, like that's most likely what's gonna happen.
Like, lift that voice, you know, get loud, you know, be a part of the movement, be a part of the crowd. That's part of the experience of going to one of these. If you're a musician, bring your instrument.
You bet.
Yeah.
It's a community event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's a drum or a guitar. Even if you're not like playing a song, you can have a beat going.
Yeah.
And that really helps people in the feel the vibe.
Feel the vibe. And I would also say that with use your voice strategically, I would also say that know when to be loud and know when to be quiet.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's times when there's speakers and, you want to like quiet down during that, be respectful during that.
Yeah.
But when it's time to really rally up the movement, you know to be loud and to play the guitars and hit the drum and do the whole thing. I couldn't agree more with that.
I remember here in Portland during the George Floyd protests, the die-ins, which were super powerful, where people would just lay out on the pavement.
Yeah.
The quiet,
The quiet.
and the calm is the point.
Yeah.
So-
And protesting, it's really a team sport. When people are chanting, you chant. When people are booing, you boo. When they're singing, when they're dancing, you sing and dance. You need to be involved to
Yeah, I can do that. Just go along with the crowd.
carry that energy to make it bigger so it carries across to everybody else who can't be there.
I mean, I'm not there to stick out or anything. It's just unique to me because it'll be a first, but...
Absolutely. And number 10 on our list, and I think it's the most important tip, and that is have fun.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
exercising your First Amendment right, have fun.
Yeah.
And, it's once you, like I said, once you go out there, they're kind of addictive.
Yeah.
And you feel like I'm being a part of democracy.
Yeah.
I absolutely recommend everybody go out and have fun.
Yeah.
What's happening in the world right now? Not fun.
Not fun.
Scary.
Yeah,
And
scary.
it's hard.
Not great.
I was gonna say, that's so conflicting. It's like we're all gathering together because of like an extreme violent injustice happening like in our country. But then it's like, grab a new t-shirt, grab a taco, do some chants, dance a little, play music. I guess that's just kind of the thing, like, with this. It's like, on the one hand, like, you are protesting, like, a severe violent injustice, of our fellow humans, like, getting kidnapped and taken to fucking wherever the fuck ever. And then there's the other aspect of camaraderie and just, like, people being in the same place and just, like, being able to feel, like, more confident with each other's presence and, like, knowing, there's other people out there in the world that feel the same way you do. So that should be celebrated. That's very interesting. It's such an interesting thing of just, like, two different aspects of that. Mark says you've got to do something other than living only in reaction to the fascists. And that does, I think it does show strength when we display getting along together and community and, fellowship, friendship, connection. I think that would be intimidating to certain systems that are behaving very fascist right now. Because, let's face it, we're fighting against an ego, a guy with an ego, and a guy who's, like, insanely obsessed with crowds. So it's kind of like the best weapon is to go that way. I heard there's potentially like the parade supposedly that's he's claiming is not his birthday parade, the military parade for Flag Day. I guess it's probably going to be canceled. So we'll see. Sorry, I keep burping. Yeah, we'll see. Due to weather, I guess, because if there's lots of lightning or whatever, it's going to be deemed unsafe. I was watching Mary Trump talk about it earlier today. She was mentioning there's something going on with like a live broadcast of the Pope, because there's the new Pope. And there's going to be a lot of people attending that. So, and then there's supposedly, or possibly, I guess if there's tickets, I guess, to Trump's like parade or some areas of it, where people are going to use the tactic of buying tickets to the parade and then not go, or whatever event, which has been done in the past. Hello, Halo. Thank you for coming. Says if I think I went to a protest, I'd feel more comfortable with a friend or in a group. I think that's ideal. Certainly. Buddy up. Heretical likes the Pope. I haven't looked enough. But I can't imagine myself saying a sentence that I like or like a Pope. I don't know. That's so random. Okay. Where were we? Oh, right.
It's hard to stay
like,
upbeat.
this is an opportunity to come together in community with like people who agree with you and enjoy yourself.
My favorite thing is to say "fuck you" to fascism. If I can do it in the middle of the street with a bunch of friends, I'm doing it.
Sounds
I mean, there you
Say
go.
less.
Just say less. I'd also like to add one more thing before we go, and that is, I should have mentioned it during the, pack a go bag. Bring a backpack. That is huge. I've been to many protests. You find yourself
Yes.
holding 19 different things, not to mention if you have kids with you or something like that. Do yourself.
I'm going to bring I have a mini black backpack that's a Jan Sport brand, because I'm Jan. It says Jan on the backpack, and I'm Jan. Ha! I know you're all so thrilled about that.
Bring a backpack. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to want to throw a bunch of things together. Just it's nice to carry. Water's heavy. You know what I mean? Get a backpack. Folks, we hope these tips helped you out.
Okay, yeah, so that's good. Know your rights, know your area, know where the bathrooms are. Bring a backpack, bring water, sunscreen, dress for the weather, dress comfortably. All of that jazz. Treat it like a festival. I've never really, I've never been to I've worked at festivals. I've never yes, I have. Nothing sticks to me. I'm not a festival person. I think 10 years ago I did, when I first came here to California, I had one odd job where it was an EDM festival, and I worked a hookah booth where I just was kind of like a hookah waitress. I'd give people the menu of what hookah flavors there were, and then I'd come bring them the stuff and stuff the hookahs and everything and help them out with that. It was very interesting. Not a lot of people there. It was kind of sad, actually. It was a specific, a private one put on by a guy, and it was his first festival he put on. The music was good. There was a bunch of DJs, but it was just kind of meh. Actually, I don't think I actually got paid for that. I think that turned out to be something where the guy it didn't work out, and the guy disappeared, and I never actually got fucking paid for that. I don't know why I took the job without getting paid to begin with, but that was, Everybody makes stupid decisions sometimes. You gotta learn, I gotta learn by experience. I usually learn best the hard way. Mark's like, you've been the buzzkill at the end of the parade and the person who stuffs hookahs. Yeah, skills. I am just like a jack of weird trades. Like, I don't, like, I can't tell you how difficult it is to write a job resume. Because I don't have anything normal. It's like, well, I did a little of this over there. I did a little of that. It's like I bar backed at a jazz festival once. I worked this once. I did that once. I did this thing at this, when I worked at the museum, there was a ton of, like, different stuff that went there. Just a lot of, like, really odd stuff. I think that's why I'm, like, really excited on my pursuit through sociology, because it's, like, the first time I've ever felt like, this is the thing. So I'd like to become a researcher someday. And hopefully they make fairly decent money, if that's still available. I don't know. It's still hard to plan for the future when everything's so messed up right now. What's going on here? Well, it doesn't look like much is happening downtown. There's, like, nobody there. Like, nothing happening. Just some Marines standing there. Helicopters and stuff. Oh, right, because there's the 8 o'clock curfew, huh? I think there's the 8 o'clock curfew. That is so silly. Everybody go to bed. No. People biking by. Just popping wheelies. Dude, there's kids that do that downtown in my area. Like, all around the street. I fucking hate it so much. I know they're just kids and they're fucking around, but they pop their damn wheelies. Sometimes I just want to... Anyways. I would never. They're also rude little kids. Like, I've like, tons of people have been like, hey, stop it. And they're, like, such little assholes. There's, like, kids are mean. I don't know what it is. I've dealt with, like, especially, like, boys that are, like, 12 to 14. Like, they totally feel like they're untouchable. And in a lot of ways they are. And the shit they say, and you're like, Jesus help me. I just usually end up turning into, like, my inner, like, 13-year-old boy self and, like, clapping back at them anyways. I typically hit them with a go home and get your diaper changed or something to that effect. It's like, what are they gonna do? Well, this is like one of live stream. This is what, CNBC. They're not adding any commentary to this, I don't think. I personally, when it comes to when protests are going on and you see stuff in the media and they're claiming it's a riot, this, that, and the other, and all this controversy, find people who are live streaming it that aren't giving, like, their own personal bias, like, commentary to it, one side or the other. Find somebody who's just documenting it and watch it for yourself. Like, I've had these, like, up on my TV, like, all week. And I've seen, like, plain as day, how fast the police, like, are assholes. And they push and provoke people. And then, with the psychology of crowds, it's never perfect. It never goes perfectly. You're gonna get some retaliation there. But definitely, hands down, it's always been the fucking, like, National Guard police, this fucking Marine bullshit. This has antagonized the situation more than anything. Not the protesters. Not even, like, the few punks who, like, burned some cars. Like I said in the beginning, I don't fucking care about spray paint and burnt electrical cars or anything like that. I think debating the moralistic thing, and I'm going to say it again, expecting protesters who are protesting a violent atrocity and injustice, expecting them to be perfect and moral about it, to plead their case perfectly, to have the suffering end. This is actually absolutely ridiculous. It's like we're the slaves, like pleading to the master, no, 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 please don't, you know? We have to do it perfectly. We have to perform perfectly. Fuck that shit. Cassie's like this. Oh, what? Oh, young men spend lots of time toxic gaming chats and social media. You know, it's so funny. I was like talking the other day. I'm like, I really would love to like start playing some Call of Duty games and like do the team playing and stuff. But I'm like, I am terrified of those people. I just don't even want to. Hi, Andy. Good to see you. The Young Turks did a great live stream from inside the protest, and police are clearly the instigators. Yeah, I don't watch TYT anymore, but when I did, you know, they had some good things. It's a long story as to why I don't watch them anymore, but I believe they would cover that really well. At least that one. Yeah, I've seen some good commentary on it. I've also seen some absolutely fucking terrible commentary on it. Like there was that one lady, I think she was from Fox News. I can't remember where she was, like, specifically. But she was out there reporting and she held up, like, the rubber bullet, like, rounds. And she was like, this is what the protesters, like, threw at me. And it's like, no, that was the police. That was the other side, hun. Like, you just gaslit yourself. And then there was that other reporter lady. Oh my god. She was the Australian news reporter lady. And that one guy just turned around. He looked like he was bored. Turned around and just pelted her in the leg with the non-lethal round. I don't believe those rounds are completely non-lethal. When you get pelted in the right, like the eye, like, or in the right place or something. But they've definitely, all those freaking forces, there's so many different groups. There's like ICE, there's the actual like police, there's National Guard, there's Marines. Not all of them are all doing the thing, but like I'm starting to just kind of like glob them up. Right after I just gave a big rant about like, you know, making sure you separate all the players. But it's just like, there's innocent people that are just getting antagonized and just like beaten the shit out of just for being around. There was also that one woman where she was trying to get home and her block was cut off and they pelted her in the gut with a bullet. She's like, hey, I'm just trying to get home, can I go to my house? Some people try to leave, like they try to leave the situation and they are trapped there in some cases. There's a lot going on. It's, I think it's really important to keep your wits about you and sort of like stay rational and be really critical about how people word things with their commentary. Hey, Incognito, do I think there will be a protest in DC tomorrow? I have no idea. I did say at the beginning of everything, when like Trump's inauguration, I'm like, there's gonna be a lot of protesting in the streets come summer, and that wasn't just like a silly prediction. I'm like, this is reasonably what's gonna happen, and I think this is just the beginning, frankly. When do I go live every Friday? I try to. I've been doing pretty good now that it's summer. But yeah, we will be going live every Friday for the summer. When school starts in August, things will definitely break up. But I go live when I can. I wish I could go live more, honestly. I almost went live like early Wednesday, like noon. But I was like, I'm like, this is too, like, sporadic. I didn't think anybody would be in there. Yeah, people, folks, check your notifications with my channel. Maybe you have to do something funky like unsubscribe, subscribe again, or maybe don't do that, I don't know. Or just like click that you get, like set your settings to get notifications. Notifications. Thank you. Thank you, Mouth. Yes, tomorrow's No King's Day. We've been talking about that for the most of this stream. I'm going to be going to the one in my local area. And we'll see what kind of footage I get. I'm going to pretend to be a documenter. I don't think I'm going to show my own face. I mean, if I do, I'll have like a mask and sunglasses on, but you'll be hearing my voice and I'll be like talking and giving commentary, documenting the march. Yeah, if you guys go to the you folks go to the see, No Kings. There's like a main which side? Why am I so dry? So it's like nokings.org. And if you go to attend, you can see, you know, what's in your area. As you can see, there's going to be a lot. You know, I don't know. I guess Trump's parade might get canceled, but I'm pretty fucking positive. Like, obviously, they're still going to do it. Regardless if it happens or not, because it's still Flag Day and it's still a stance against, you know, having a singular ruler or just like a totalitarian administration. I said something the other day and I like posted it, and at the time I was like, this is like the most genius thing ever said by anybody. Like, I'm a fucking genius, but like it's just normal. It's not that big of a deal. But I had a funny moment with thinking that. I'm like, this is perfect. But I said something to along the lines of like, we're not balls deep in fascism. Fascism is balls deep into us, and now we're all pregnant. So enjoy that. But yeah, they're pretty much, there should be one like essentially like everywhere. And then we're gonna look at Trump's response to the No Kings thing. So did we get over this dumb ad?
Week of turmoil, from protests in some U.S. cities to new strikes in the Middle East. There are no signs that plans for
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's been a crazy week, because now we have, like, Israel attacking Iran. What a world.
President Trump's, quote, big beautiful parade are changing. Final preparations are now underway. And that'll include hundreds of tanks and roughly 7,000 soldiers.
We have the strongest military in the world.
Tomorrow's celebration here in Washington will honor the Army's 250th anniversary, which also falls on President Trump's 79th birthday.
I didn't know it was some military anniversary.
Rainstorm won't dampen spirits.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the tanks at all. It doesn't affect the soldiers. They're used to it. They're tough, smart.
With the president in a new legal battle over sending military troops to immigration protests in L.A., he's warning against demonstrators at tomorrow's parade.
If there's any protester who wants to come out, they will be met with very big force.
The Pentagon hopes the parade will help recruitment.
I'm hoping that, you know, at the end of the day, the American public is as excited about the Army as I am.
Oh my lord, really? You're gonna use that time to recruit people? It's like their recruitment is at an all-time low right now. I think we were having a discussion about that in the Discord, like in the current affairs thing. It's like their stats of people like joining are going way down.
Still, the Army estimates the festivities will cost $45 million, and that's sparking criticism.
And see, even people like who aren't into like protesting ICE, even if they're assholes. They're just like, why are we spending so much money on this damn parade? Yeah, Gen Z wants nothing to do with the military. Wonder why. I don't know.
Criticism from Democrats and even some Republicans.
I would save the money, but it's, if the president wants to have a parade, he's the president and I'm not.
The last time D.C. hosted a military...
Every time I see that man, like that thing where he was reading that, like, sexual scene from that book, like, in public, like, just echoes through my head. I can never...
Parade.
That is burnt in the back of my skull forever. Even beyond this life. I think I'll remember it in the next life.
1991, to mark the end of the Gulf War. Several groups are organizing protests across the country, including one called No Kings, denouncing what they call corruption in government.
I don't feel like a king. I have to go through hell to get
Mark.
One immigrant advocate is also warning his community.
Are you urging people not to protest on Saturday?
Yes, anyone that has an immigration status that can put them in danger for deportation.
Oh, that's a good point.
Asking not to go.
I spoke too soon. I should have listened.
Authorities have installed these metal plates around the city to prevent the tanks from tearing up city streets. Now, President Trump is supposed to watch this parade from right over there. And over here is the Washington Monument. There'll be a large spectator area here. Now, Craig, this has the potential to affect travel across much of the country because there will be a ground stop at Reagan National Airport for 3.5 hours during the parade. Craig?
Gabe Gutierrez Force there along the parade route in Washington. Gabe, thank you.
There's no kings here. I'm no kings. You think I can do anything? No, I have to make phone calls. I have to call somebody. Oh, wow. Oh, is that somebody arrested? This is back to the live happening now. What time is it? Jesus Christ. We're never gonna get through all this. Man. That is just like an insane amount of law enforcement. They all look dumb as hell. They all look like got some fucking Spaceballs helmet shit going on. I guess they're making a Spaceballs too. And like Rick Moranis is actually gonna be it. And what's his face? Who plays Yogurt. It's gonna be awesome. Craigslist ad for Trump's Hitler-esque birthday party for attendees to show up and get a free lunch. What? A half-cold hot dog? Like, directly thrown at your face? Here you go. Everyone gets McDonald's. They just get a McDonald's coupon. It's like, yeah, like a buy one, get one free cheeseburger coupon. That's your free lunch. It's a voucher. Shit. Alright, my friends. I think that's enough looking at this crap. I'll still be, keeping an eye on things. I'll see what happens tomorrow. I am going to be going to the No Kings protests, documenting some of that. And maybe stitching together a YouTube video. It's probably about time I started doing YouTube videos again. I think I took all of mine down because the longer I went not doing videos, the more they just seemed like really out of date. like, to me and who I am as a person, so. So we'll see. All right. Have a good weekend. If you are protesting tomorrow, stay safe. Please, you know, pack things with you. Be prepared. Dress accordingly. All that stuff. Watch that video. Go back, watch that video from the... I can't remember who those people were called. That's so bad. I've never seen them before. I've just seen that. But look up what you need to do to prepare. Bring a buddy. Be safe. Be smart, be rational, you know. Read the room, all that stuff. I don't know. Eat your greens. Okay. Eat your vegetables. Eat your broccoli. Brush your teeth. Go to bed. Let's get a little outro music. I think it is important, though, to be prepared. My dumbass probably, if I didn't, like, look that up or, like, take an interest in it, I don't even think I think I just saw something in passing and I was like, oh yeah, I probably should look up what to expect. I think I would have just shown up, like, severely unprepared and been like, oh, I wish I had chapstick. That would be, like, the thing. Like, God, I really wish I had some Carmex right here. Like, I'm dying. Ah! God, that was loud. Incognito says I would show up barely prepared with Snyder's honey mustard pretzel bites and a bunch of almonds. See, yeah, I would do the same thing, and then, like, half a bottle of, like, soda that's, like, lukewarm in my pocket. Been like, hey, what up? And then my phone wouldn't be charged, and it would be, like, a quarter, like, on its way, only, like, a quarter charged. And then I would do something, like, start recording video, and then it would be like, you don't have enough memory in your phone, because I should have, like, taken some time in preparation to delete some things. Like, I could imagine, like, all sorts of stuff. Like, that's actually a good thing now that I bring it up. I should make sure I have enough video space on my phone. And I do have, like, a portable phone charger, like a battery. I should take that, too, because if my battery gets low and I still want to, like, record or something, I can just, like, plug it in and still carry it. Yeah, snacks, too. Get some fucking granola bars and shit. I haven't had a good granola bar in ever. Yes, good night, Incognito. Says, good night, everybody. We're going to win this battle and make history as we defeat fascism. It's certainly worth fighting against. Humanity is certainly worth fighting for, at least. And if you don't go, like, that's fine. You know, you can still be in solidarity, share people's content, you know, share videos of it and things like that. Spread it around, spread the word. It's not like you're not fighting too if you don't go. Like, there's a lot of reasons people can't go. Good night, Halo. Good night, Heretico. Good night, Cassie. Good night, Elise. Thank you so much, Elise, Cassie, and Mark for moderating. We had a really nice chat today. We had a really good chat. I actually feel better, honestly. Y'all cheer me up. Pack a lunch, y'all. Make your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you know, so it can get all mushy and, like, kind of, like, folded. Little bag of potato chips. Dude, potato chips with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is so delicious. Alright, good night, everybody. I gotta go. We gotta go. Let's go. Go to bed. Alright, good night. Love y'all.